As an actual NBA player, how do you feel about how the league is covered? Because that's obviously been a big debate where so much is built around free agency and trade rumors and all that. So how do you kind of take that as someone who you're not in the media, but you do talk about the game and everything. You do pods, but then you're also a player.
I have no problem with how the game is covered. There's probably more excitement for the trade deadline and free agency than there are some games. That's just I think that's fun to follow on Twitter. Prior to COVID, basketball essentially, with the exception of maybe August, was a year-round sport. The news cycle never really dimmed on the NBA. I personally, I think the level of play in the NBA right now is really, really high. I don't think we get enough credit for that. I don't think people realize how hard it is defensively to stop NBA players. The skill level of NBA players is at an all-time high. I really believe that. Like, Jamal Murray, objectively, is probably not a top 5 point guard in the NBA. Objectively.
Yeah. That's a tough list to crack. That's a tough list to crack.
If Jamal Murray did what he did in that playoff series in the 90s, oh God. Oh God. He's the best. He's the best point guard.
Yeah.
So the standard at each position is really high right now. I've talked about this a bunch, but the skill level of young guys now coming into the NBA is just insane. And it's on guys like me, and it's on some of the older heads. We've got to mentor and teach how to win, how to play basketball, and not just have a high skill level. Because I think so much of now is like individual workouts and pickup, and it's like we gotta figure out how to play the game. The object is winning the basketball game.
Yeah, but then does like the constant trade rumors and like people saying, "Yo, you got to get this guy out of here," or does that take away from the people ignoring just how skilled some of these guys are?
Yeah, because that's what sells airtime. That's what sells clickbait. There's going to be something from this podcast that goes on clutch points, and it's like
he knows.
Yeah, it's not going to have anything to do.
Nobody
with the
aggregate
game of basketball.
This. Nobody
aggregate the shit out of this, please.
No, here's the thing. Like, I could sit here. The four of us could sit here and we could watch a clip, and I could break down that clip so beautifully, and I could teach the subtle nuances of whatever clip we were watching. That wouldn't make news. That's basketball content right there. That wouldn't make news. We want the TMZ stuff, man. That's what we want.
You say we. Is that?
I live in the basketball world. I'm saying we, as in like I'm a basketball fan. That's what we all want. That's what This the Twitter comment. This league, right? This league. This league. The quote treat of this league. Here's the story. Like, it's never so and so takes a charge.
This league
coming over perfect low man on a pick and roll. It's not like this league. No, that's not gonna.
So like my thing is, we could break it down a Giannis clip right now, and nobody would care. But you could tell us, oh, Giannis should go here, and it would make so much news. I think it's a little bit of an issue. Just in there's been people writing about the NBA, whatever, and the NBA ratings and ever. It's just it gets a little exhausting in my eyes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But we're trying to. Do you want it? You can't get back in the iPad? Oh, it ran out of batteries. Oh, that's a bummer. Want to play my phone?
Parenting 101 right now from JJ Redick, by the way.
Great.
I love, just speaking of this real quick, the meme or the clip that went live of all the little kids in the bubble just on their phones was great.
Yeah,
just sitting in the section.
Yeah,
that was great to see. That was so much fun.
When my kids come to games, I'm like, did they watch anything? They're like, no. They just they want the popcorn. They like watching the jumbotron to see what's on the jumbotron. Knox asks questions during why is there fire? Why did the lights go out? And why did they sing that song? Why do they all stand in one line? Put their hands over their hearts. What is that?
Yeah.
Those are the questions we get. They're not like, Dad, why did you make that pass in the third quarter? That didn't make any sense.
I mean, you're not breaking down tape with your 4-year-old?
Not yet. Well, the 6-year-old, we've started doing some skill work. I'm not gonna lie. We've started doing some jab step work. I got to get him unbalanced. The kid has natural shooting form.
Okay.
Really does a nice job of just bringing the ball right to his pocket, shot pocket.
It's in the blood.
Are you going to be? Are you the Del Curry to the next great shooter in 20 years? The next great NBA shooter?
I've thought about that, but I want my kid to just. So Knox specifically, my 6-year-old, he is me. Like he is the same. He is obsessive. He is OCD. He's sensitive. Like I look at him and I'm like, that's me. And I don't know that I want to put that burden on him of like him having to follow in my footsteps. He's going to find, I don't know if it's going to be shooting a basketball, but he's going to find one thing that is as addicting to him as shooting is to me. He's going to find that one thing and he's going to be great at it. I have no doubt, but I don't know that it's going to be shooting.
JJ, I want to go back to you. We were talking about the TMsification of, basketball and the NBA and just overall sports. When you had KD in your podcast, you asked him straight up if he felt like he took the easy way out to get the championship. And that's definitely kind of a TMZ question. But I want to ask in general, do a lot of NBA players generally feel like that KD went and got himself a kind of fugazi championship?
You like how I asked the question, though?
It was good. Yeah, you asked it well. Yeah.
I said I wouldn't ask this question.
Do you feel? Yeah. Do you feel?
No,
not how I feel. Yes.
Hey, you can check the tape on this, man. In my podcast in 2016, I was a staunch supporter of him doing this.
Yeah.
Because it shows that he took control of his career and he pursued his own narrative and his own path, not what someone else was telling him to do. Here's a question I have for you guys. I'm not going to answer your question directly. There's a question I have for you.
Answer a question with a question.
Deflect.
No, it's not a deflect. I have no problem answering the question, but I think a question to ask would be, do you think that given the like hate, the talk on First Take or any of these shows, the back and forth, just the constant dissecting people when they haven't won a championship, do you think that in some way, either consciously or subconsciously, leads them to be like, all right, I'm just going to go win a chip here. I'm going to go join up with these guys.
100%. And we're about to do it again with Giannis. I really do. I feel like it pushed KD to the Warriors, and then everybody bitched about and I'm a Cavs fan. I hated him more than anybody because it literally ruined my team's chances to win more titles. But it's about to happen with Giannis again, I think.
Well, if you look at LeBron, if you look at KD, and God, I feel so bad for Giannis for what's coming over the next 12 months, but
maybe 2 weeks. They're already reporting meetings with ownership, man.
These guys were universally beloved, until they did something for themselves. And KD has talked about this in the past before, where he's like, so much of my career in Oklahoma City was about pleasing other people. And that can be exhausting. And that's just not and NBA players are not guilty of that. Everybody's guilty of that to some degree. Like you want to make sure everybody's happy. You want to be well liked. We're all that way. So I don't think winning a championship is hard. I don't think he took the easy way out. I think there's a lot of people that think that. I don't think he took the easy way out. If you said to me, hey, you can go join the Warriors on a max deal, there's a very few guys that are like, nah, I'm good. If he had turned down $150 million and been like, I'm gonna go sign a minimum on 1 year just so I can get a chip so everybody can leave me alone, that's different. Yeah. Not only that, he won MVP of the finals both years.
Yes, he was very good. He's a very good player.
You don't feel personally that he took the easy way out. But do NBA players generally feel that he did, or do a decent percentage of them feel that he did?
CJ McCollum had thoughts. Another podcaster.
CJ did have thoughts.
Shout out to another podcaster.
It's probably split on that. The one thing that does make some sense to me is, the argument with like the Warriors had just beat them, right? If you can't beat them, join them. like that. When people say that, I'm like, yeah, okay, to some degree, I get that. But like in 2010, the Celtics, they beat us in the Eastern Conference Finals. I was a restricted free agent. I thought I was going to the Celtics leading up into free agency, and I would have gone there. I would have signed and waited on Orlando to match. But Kendrick Perkins tore his ACL in Game 6 of the Finals that year, and they used the mid-level on Jermaine O'Neal, so it wasn't really an option. But I would have done that. So I can't say that KD choosing that route was wrong.